My name is Ken. I'm going to be the guide on board the boat today. I am a lifelong resident here at Wisconsin Dells, and I've been associated with the river in one job or another for the past 55 years. Our pilot's name is Emma, and I'm going to pass the microphone over to her so she can introduce herself and tell you a little bit about the river that we're riding on today.
Alrighty, thank you, Ken. Like he said, my name is Emma. I'm going to be the one driving the boat today. A little bit about myself. This is my second season here at Dells Boat Tour, so I haven't been out here nearly as long as Ken, but I really do love my job. If you take a quick look around our office, I hope you can see why. I'm also a local of the area. I was born and raised over in Baraboo, Wisconsin. It's a small town about 10 minutes south of here. So if you guys do have any questions about the area, please don't hesitate on time. So when one of us isn't on the mic, feel free to talk amongst yourselves then. And the last thing, life jackets. We've never had to use them in the history of our company. I really don't plan on starting that today. But for those of you downstairs, we're in these 6 wooden blue benches. Those just flip forward, front to back. Back deck, you're sitting on a bench full of them. And top side, there is a large wooden crate on the back of the top deck on the port side of the boat or the left side of the boat. So there's plenty for everyone. They're just the standard horseshoe style. You slip them over your head, strap goes around your back, clips on a D-ring in the front, cinch it tight, and you're safe to float. Like I said, though, I wouldn't worry about those too much. But I think that's it for some rules and regs. Get you started with the tour. This is the Wisconsin River we are traveling on today. It's the longest state-contained river in the nation. Gets its headwaters at the upper Michigan and Wisconsin state border at a beautiful lake called Lac Vieux Desert. From there, it flows 435 miles southwest across the state before eventually emptying into the mighty Mississippi at Wyalusing State Park right near Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Our hydroelectric, but the very first one of those was actually built right here in Wisconsin Dells. It would have been behind where you got on the boat today, better known as the Kilbourne Dam. Now that still does power a few thousand area homes and businesses to this day. But we're coming up to our first 2 rock formations, so I'm going to hand the mic back over to your guide, Ken, and let him tell you all he knows and loves about the beautiful Wisconsin Dells. Once again, guys, welcome aboard the Bellboy.
Danny. Thank you.
We forgot to mention, though, it's usually pretty calm on the river here, but we passed another boat, and our boat was appropriately named High Rock. Across from High Rock is Romance Cliff. They're given this name because of Indian legend, the Native American legend. The Native Americans, when they wanted to get married, would go up on top there of the rock, and the bridegroom would light a pine bough and drop it off the top of the cliff. If it stayed lit all the way to the water, it was going to be a very happy marriage. If it went out before it hit the water, it was just going to be a very long marriage. Now over to the right and a little ahead of us, we have a pillar of rock standing up there. This is known as Chimney Rock. Very good example of wind, water, and frost erosion. Directly to the right of the boat at this time. Had a lady on board the boat from Texas the other day, though. She said that may look like a chimney to you. It looks more like a small stack of pancakes to me. And also directing your attention to the right bank, we're looking for the profile of a man's face in the rock cliff. The easiest thing is to pick out the large Roman nose and move west. And Black Hawk and his people did move west over to Iowa, where they were promised food, supplies, and everything they needed to get along. However, the following winter, much of what they'd been promised never showed up. They faced starvation, and it was a very tough winter for them. So the following year, summer, fall, or spring, I mean, they came back across the river on a white flag of truce. But the settlers over here figured that they were being invaded, so they called out the militia and the army, and thus began the Black Hawk Indian War of 1832. Blackhawk people were chased from the northern Illinois up through Wisconsin, coming as close as 30 miles from here. He was a very clever leader, and he stayed ahead of the Army for a couple of years. Along the left bank, there are a couple of rock formations jutting out from the island. These are known as the Twin Sister Rock Formations. The first one just ahead of us on the left, we have named Kate, and the second of the Twin Sisters, about 30 yards upstream, her sister, Duplicate. Or brothers, we could have Pete and Repeat. Ahead of us and along the right bank, there's a very pretty ravine coming into view, known as Chapel Gorge. Given the name because of the pulpit-shaped rock just to the left of its entrance, and the foliage over top makes it look very much like a church inside. So Chapel Gorge over here to the right of the boat, one of the few places where animals can come down to the river and get a drink. We are going around Circle Bend, and that's the C-shaped turn in the river ahead of us. And that brings us into the narrows of the river. The river here is about 50 feet wide, and it is about 52 feet deep. The Indians called it the river running on edge. Between about the 1830s up to almost the 1900s, lumbering and logging was an important business here in the state of Wisconsin. The trees were cut in the forest in the northern part of the state, laid out on the ice in the wintertime. When the ice melted in the spring, they floated down the river to the sawmills further south, where they were sawed up into rough-sawed lumber. And this rough-sawed lumber was then made up into lumber rafts, floated down the river. Now, the most dangerous part of that journey here on the Wisconsin River was right here through the Narrows. At that time, the dam had not been built. The river was about 20 feet more shallow than it is now. The current in the river was about 30 miles an hour. There were many whirlpools and rocks, and so a lot of the lumber rafts coming down ended up smashing into the rocks over here on the right, either injuring the people or killing them. The lumber companies couldn't put up with this, so they hired professional river pilots, and the most famous of these was Leroy Gates. He'd often be dressed in formal wear as he brought one of those rafts around his devil's elbow. And he was very good. He claimed never to have lost a raft or a person. He did leave us in 1995. We had a flood in there. We forced out to walk. However, the canyon now has come back to life, and even though we don't stop there, that's where the ghost boat goes each evening. So that's a haunted canyon now. And on the right bank again, fallen slab of rock there known as the Giant Shield. The highest high water ever recorded here in the Dells is 1938. That time the river rose 22 feet or 3.5 feet above the top of that shield.
High water. Catch up. See the shield back there, 3.5 feet above that.
Ahead of us, and on the left bank, it will be about 3 or 4 feet above the water, is the alligator's head. The head and neck of an alligator He has a cracked lower jaw, and he looks like he's smiling at you. The alligator's head just to our left at this time. Well, we're going to have a few minutes boat ride now till we come to our next point of interest at Steamboat Rock. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the beautiful river scene. Sunset cliffs on the right and Signal Point across the opening mark the entrance into Witch's Gulch. This is our first shore landing. Well, the walk here at Witch's Gulch is a short, level walk. It's about 2 blocks in and 2 blocks coming out. There are no steps to climb. It's a very level walk. And it's very beautiful in there. Normal summer day, the temperature would be 15 to 20 degrees cooler than it is here. The points of interest we'll see here are a trout stream flowing beneath the walk, known as the Witch's Creek. And then we have the whirlpool chambers, the Witch's Bathtub, the Witch's Falls, a hole through the rock wall on the right side, the Witch's Window, and down near the far end, a dark and gloomy passageway known as Spooky Lane. With a little imagination, you might find some faces as you go through there. We will be here about 20 to 25 minutes. My suggestion is that you follow me through Witch's Gulch, and when we get to the area of the stand, which marks the end of the walk, the refreshment stand and restrooms, that you use the restrooms first, and they're on top of the stand. And then make any purchases at the refreshment stand you wish. You can bring anything back on the boat that you wish. We just ask you to use the waste paper baskets